This happened when I was 13 years old. The internet wasn't just a distraction. It was my world. School was a nightmare, and home wasn't much better. But online, I was someone. And that's where I met Christine. She said she was a 14-year-old red-haired girl living the same life like every teenager. We chatted for months, then one night, she asked to meet. I didn't even think twice. That night, I slipped out into the cold, my breath clouding the air as I waited alone in the empty streets. Just when I was thinking Mom's gonna be so mad, I saw a car coming my way. Isn't Christine too young to drive? Damn, she must be a baddie, I thought. But once the car pulled over near me, I saw a grown-up man behind the steering wheel. He had a smile on his face. He said Christine is his niece and he came to take me to her. I was only 13. Of course I didn't doubt his words, and I went with him. He took me to a house close by the woods.
Where is Christine?
I asked, entering the silent house. Suddenly, he gripped my arm and started dragging me downstairs.
What's happening? What are you doing?
I screamed. He didn't answer and dragged me down the basement. The basement was like stepping into a nightmare. Chains hanging from the ceiling, the walls smeared with stains that looked like blood. He shoved me onto the floor, then locked a heavy chain around my ankle. "You're mine now," he said, crouching in front of me. His grin stretched too wide, his teeth yellow and jagged. No running, no hiding, just us. The first night, I sat trembling in the cold, damp basement. By that time, I knew there was never a girl named Christine. This man had lied to me, and now I'm his prisoner. Next day, I was made to sit on a chair facing a camera. The sick psycho held a knife to my throat and whispered, "Smile. They all want to see you smile." I didn't. He screamed in my ear, "I said smile!" He pressed the blade to my lips. Blood dripped as it pierced my skin. Tears rolled down my eyes. I cried.
Why are you doing this to me?
So you won't listen, huh? He took out a duct tape and started taping my mouth and nose shut. My chest tightened as I struggled to breathe. My heart raced as panic set in. He lit a cigarette, the tip glowing as he leaned in close. "You want air?" he asked, his tone light, almost playful. "Then behave." The cigarette came closer, the smoke stinging my eyes. Tears streamed down my face as he held the burning tip near my eyeball. My muffled sobbing echoed in the basement. He pressed it to my neck first, the pain searing, unbearable. My body trembled, but the chain held me in place. "I just gave you a tattoo." He laughed in sick joy. When he finally ripped the tape off, I gasped for air, sobbing so hard I thought I'd choke. He smiled, patting my cheek like I was a child. "Good girl, you're learning." The second day, he tied my hands behind my back, forcing me to kneel in front of the camera. "Stay still," he whispered. He then took out a scissor and chopped some of my hair. "Stop squirming," he barked, grabbing my shoulder and forcing me still. "You'll ruin my masterpiece." I bit down on my lips so hard it bled, trying not to scream. When he finished, he stepped back, admiring his work. "Beautiful," he said, angling the camera to show every inch of what he'd done. "They're gonna love this." The fact that this man is not only torturing me, but also filming this, and there are people who'll enjoy watching a 13-year-old in such a condition, made me realize what a sick world we live in. After finishing recording me like that, he picked up a chainsaw from the floor. "It's time to take this to the next level," he said, turning it on. I tried to crawl away, but the chain yanked me back. He grabbed my leg, pinning me in place, the chainsaw hovering inches from my skin. "You won't mind using a crutch, right?" He smiled ear to ear, holding the chainsaw up. I thrashed, screaming, begging, but he just leaned closer, the blade inching toward my thigh. The metal teeth grazed my skin, and I thought, this is it. I am going to die. Then the door burst open. Shouts, flashlights. The roar of the chainsaw cut off as men in uniform stormed the room. He didn't fight. He just stood there, smiling as they cuffed him. I don't remember much after that. The chains were gone, and someone carried me into the light, but part of me is still in that basement. Even now, when I close my eyes, I hear the hum of the chainsaw. I feel the blade on my skin, and I wonder how close I came to never leaving. On New Year's Day 2002, 13-year-old Alicia Kozakevich got kidnapped by 38-year-old computer programmer Scott Tyree, who befriended her pretending to be a 14-year-old girl online. Over the course of 4 days, Alicia was held captive, shackled, abused, and tortured in Tyree's basement dungeon. Tyree filmed the abuse and also broadcasted it on the dark web. A viewer in Florida recognized Alicia from news stories and a missing persons flyer. He contacted the FBI anonymously and via a payphone because he feared being charged as an accessory to the crime. Tracking Tyree's IP address, the FBI arrested him on January 4, 2002. In September 2003, Tyree was sentenced to 19 years and 7 months in federal prison.